This is my license plate. That's a bullet hole.
Where are you taking us?
One time I was pretty much complete in 52 tops up.
What's the most you've ever spent on a card?
Maybe $20.
What is the perfect scenario for you guys then? Sell everything, it sounds like.
Everything. No, it's hard to let go.
She thought somewhere between 90 and 100,000.
I do think that's high.
Cut the price in half then.
But I just don't know what a fair number is for you. So we're here in Poplar Bluff, Missouri. The gateway to the Ozarks is what they say. This is God's country here in South Missouri. And we're gonna go see a gentleman named Stan today who is looking to offload one of the cooler vintage collections that we've come across, and it came through Facebook Messenger, oddly enough. There's a lot of unique stuff in this collection because apparently Stan was in the newspaper business for a couple decades, and he also was a Heisman Trophy voter. So this is gonna be pretty special. Let's go check it out. He's got all the big names in vintage cards, and I'm really curious to see what he values this at. I'd be curious to know what we separate cards versus memorabilia and things like that to make this deal more feasible, but this is gonna be great. Must be Stan and Zach.
Zach,
Great to meet you.
nice to meet you.
This is my license plate. That's a bullet hole. Sheriff shot up my car a few years ago.
What?
It was a jail escape.
Where are you taking us?
Into the dungeon.
Bullet holes and then into the dungeon.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my goodness, man. What is happening here?
Well, it's just been a lifetime of love for baseball.
I can tell.
It started in 1959 when my dad took me to my very first baseball game. I still have the scorecard and the tickets.
This is from your first baseball game.
It's
in
1959, and they actually gave you the lineups, the batting averages.
Oh my god.
And Musial got a base hit. So I was a happy little boy.
Look at that. That is awesome.
I hated milk, and my mom was trying to get me to drink milk, and so she said she'd give me a nickel a glass for every glass of milk I drank. So I suddenly became a very big milk drinker because I could jump on my bike, ride 2 miles to the corner little neighborhood market and buy a pack of 1959 tops for a nickel when you got 6 cards per pack and a piece of that gosh awful bazooka bubble gum. And so that's how I started.
They cost more than a nickel now.
Yeah,
Zach and I know.
Yeah, a little bit more.
Yeah,
a little bit more.
Yeah, but that was when collecting was great.
Oh man.
It's not what it is now. You know, it's much, much different. But
very true.
you can, yeah, I mean, that's got me started.
How cool is that, right? He got started by going to the 59 game. He's got the Musial tickets there. That's pretty special in terms of memories and also like a way to jumpstart collecting. Can you give me a lay of the land? Like what are we looking at? How'd you accumulate this much stuff?
It all started with Kenny Boyer. Came to Poplar Bluff the year after the World Series, and he was representing Mayro's Meats.
Okay.
And so that picture came out of Sport Magazine. All of these.
This one here.
Yeah. All of these pictures. Sport Magazine back in the day had all these full-page color pictures. They were just neat. So anyway, I got him to autograph that.
Okay.
You know, I just started picking up this stuff and writing these people. I wrote Kurt Flood. He was living in Scandinavia, I think Sweden at the time. Dadgummit, he sent it back to me. You could write these guys, send them a nice 1-page letter, and I'd always point out something about their career individually, and then I'd send the cover of Sporting News or cover of Sport or whatever it was, and self-addressed stamped envelope. And I swear I got 85% return on all of it.
How many of the 64 teams you get autographed?
Of the players,
Yep.
all but Bob Uecker.
Just a bit outside.
I see Sporting News everywhere. I think you mentioned this to me on our first kind of call.
Yeah.
Did you work for Sporting News?
No.
Okay.
No.
What was their affiliate? Were you a writer or anything? Did I?
Yeah. I was a sports editor of the paper here for like 10 years.
In Poplar Bluff.
In Poplar Bluff.
Got it.
I ended up after that, I was editor of the paper here for 28 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, So anyway,
Okay.
it's just been an ongoing love affair with baseball.
This is a great room, but I'm seeing a lot of Cardinal stuff, and being a Royals fan, I'm feeling like a sickness coming on.
One of the most
incredible.
iconic games of the World Series ever. 7th game of the World Series in 1926. Grover Cleveland Alexander pitched the day before, won the game, didn't think he'd pitch the next day, so he went out and got drunk that night. The next day, it comes to the 9th inning and they need to save the game, so they bring Alexander in. He's hung over as heck, but he faces Lazzeri, Ruth, and Gehrig. And I think he struck all 3 of them out, and the
No
Cardinals won
way.
the game. Cardinals won the game. That's the whole newspaper. I just show 3 of the pages, but it's from 1926, and that was given to me.
That is amazing. That is amazing. You see that, you just feel like you're in vintage baseball era. Like, he just takes you there.
Yeah. It was, Rogers Hornsby was the manager.
Gosh, crazy.
The guy that hit 424.
Goodness. It feels like we're in the middle of a documentary. I mean, every single one of these sport magazine photos and newspaper clippings, I mean, Stan knows the history behind each one of them, and I'm being taken to those moments with him. It's pretty cool.
This is a replica jersey, but it's complete in every way, and it's autographed Marty Marion MVP 1944.
Wow.
And this is a Marty Marion model baseball glove.
Okay.
That you can see it, Marty Marion.
Back when gloves were high tech.
Yeah, and of course his autograph ball that says 7-time All-Star. A replica World Series ring from 44.
I see cards kind of scattered throughout, and obviously cards here.
Yeah.
You just you're setting up little showcases basically for players,
I
right?
did, yeah. I probably got, of the autographs, I think about 80 Hall of Fame baseball players.
All from you giving the baseball to them to sign, or?
For the most part, a few I bought. I'd say a lot of them that I wrote to, and those guys, and so they were, usually more than happy to sign that. And
Okay.
Not something you'd get anymore, though.
No kidding.
Unfortunately.
So we got cards everywhere, and there's a ping pong table underneath it. So if you have to come down and battle ping pong, I'll do it. But there's sets all over the place, and we're gonna have to dig into those pretty quickly. Well, tell me about the cards real quick, because I see, we're going back to early 50s. How far do you go back in cards?
My oldest stuff got stolen. I was pretty much, at one time, I was pretty much complete in 52 tops up. But everything from 56 down, for the most part, disappeared. And it breaks your heart. I would have said an excellent 55 Clemente. That was gone, and then I had all the Mays and Mantles from those years too. And I had a lot of Bowmans, but
How long ago was that stolen?
15.
Oh, so
years.
a
Long time ago.
Gotcha.
Yeah, a long time ago. But everything from 57 up is for the most part pretty much all there.
Wow.
High numbers and all that stuff.
So talk to me about curating something like that. How were you building those types of sets over the years?
Back in the day, you go to a card show,
Yeah.
and you kind of pick through and say, okay, I need number whatever,
Yeah.
and that's how you filled up the sets. So I ordered the 64 and 65 sets, and then I graduated from college, or from high school in 66, went to college, and chased girls and beer, and stopped
Collecting wasn't that cool
Yeah,
anymore?
it wasn't that cool. And then I graduated from college and went to Vietnam. But after I got back from the service, I found my cards, and I rediscovered the love of collecting baseball cards. Well, I went in right after I got out of college in 1970. The Army made a journalist out of me. I spent a year in Washington, D.C., and then I got assigned to Vietnam. I spent a year covering the air war with the 164th Assault Helicopter Company, flying all over the Mekong Delta from Cambodian border where the U-Min Trail comes down to wherever. I flew all over South Vietnam covering. Came back and then just went right back into journalism and started back with my hometown newspaper and did sports for 10 years, and then they named me editor, and I was editor for 28 years, and then retired at age 70
You were a Heisman voter
in the 80s.
in the 80s.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I'm not going to ask you about all the players you voted for, but how often did you vote for the guy that actually got Heisman? Were you pretty accurate?
Most of the time.
Okay.
I'd probably 50, 60% of the time. Yeah.
Was there a guy in that era where you're like, this is a sure ballot?
I thought Herschel Walker was for sure.
Okay.
So, but
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You don't meet a Heisman voter very often. That's pretty neat. That's pretty neat. So let's talk about your binders here real quick.
Yeah.
So we just started peeking through a few of them.
They're all Hall of Famers, every one of them.
And they're pulled out of the sets too,
Yes,
right?
yes,
So,
yes,
okay.
yes.
So it's funny, like we can go from Trevor Hoffman to Whitey Herzog to Reggie Jackson. I love it. This is just demonstrating how much you collected.
Yeah.
You weren't in this to invest. You were in this
No,
because you collected.
it was a hobby.
Yeah.
It was a hobby.
What's the most you've ever spent on a card?
Maybe $20.
Seriously?
Seriously.
And I mean, some of these are in bad condition, but for the most part, these are in pretty good condition.
Yeah, and I kept them mostly in plastic all these years too, as you can see. But it's sad. I had the Killebrew rookie, the Koufax rookie, but anyway, breaks my heart. But it is what it is.
So the sets over there, you kind of mentioned that you think most of them are complete.
I think so.
There might be a few that are missing in some of them.
Yeah.
From what years to what years?
Well, from starting at 57 up, I was pretty
57
complete in this. I was pretty complete in all. Now, like I said, I'm not saying they're all complete. You want to look at the 72s. When my basement flooded, I got just a little bit of staining on some of them.
Okay.
So you want to look at those. I think the 73s might have got not like the 72s, but I may have a little bit on. But
Gotcha.
the cards are excellent to mint.
Yeah.
If you just and the staining's not bad, but you can see that it's. If you look, you can see it's there. So.
Gotcha.
Oh, and let me show you these. I'm sorry. These are tops, and I got them. I want to sell everything, starting from 1981 to present.
Okay.
And here's how I did it, and the updates are there as well.
Okay.
84 Fleer update. They had the Clement. Well, of course, Clemens is in there, but the strawberry and whatever. But this is the way I did it, so it'd make it easy. So here it shows 2019, and here's the updates. 2020, 2021 updates. And that's all the way down, and they're marked there. Same way with Fleer.
Wow.
I did not get around to doing the same thing with Donruss, Upper Deck, Score, but the updates are there as well.
Okay.
So not with every set, but with a lot of them.
Wow.
But they all got to go.
What's the connection between you two then?
My dad and Stan were best friends. My dad passed away last year. Stan came to me and asked if I would help him try to help him sell his baseball card collection, sports memorabilia here. And I had no idea that it was like a museum the first time I came down here.
Like I said, when his dad passed away, that hit me pretty hard, and he was healthy as a horse, not 70s, no medication. Came to me one day, we were supposed to have coffee, said, having shortness of breath on my mountain bike, and I'm going to see the doctor. 3 months later, he's dead.
What a neat connection with Zach. I mean, Zach's dad, who died last year, was Stan's best friend. And that connection so deep to where his best friend's son is now working with him to kind of help take care of this. That's a pretty cool, real connection.
That just got me, and I thought, my wife doesn't need to mess with trying to, and I got 3 kids in college, and we're cash flowing. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. With 8 kids, you're kind of, I don't envy you at all. So anyway.
I don't want to think that far in advance.
Yeah, please don't. So anyway, I just said it's time. It breaks my heart to have to do. I mean, you don't know how much it breaks my heart, but there comes a time. Comes a time in every guy's life. So, you know, I asked Zach. I'm not into it anymore. Zach is.
Yeah.
I said, can you help broker this for me? And
Gotcha.
you know, and so that's what he's been doing. And you know, we've talked to some other guys. You're the first person that's come to see him.
Cool.
So we decided let's just do it. And my wife had no idea what to do with them if I die, and you know, she. So it's time for me to make the break, so to speak. I hate to do it because it's been a passion all my life since I was a kid, but you know, things change. I'm selling everything, so when it's all gone, I'm going to turn this room into a library. I have 2,600 books, all of which I've read. And so my wife will be happy to get all of the bookshelves down here. She can't hang pictures anymore.
I'm seeing the chain of events here. It's ultimately your wife's going to be pleased.
Yeah. She doesn't come into this room. That's why there's dust and spider webs and whatever. So anyway.
Okay. There is a deep emotional connection here. I mean, he does not want to get rid of this stuff, but just things that have happened in his life, with his best friend dying, it's forcing him to think ahead. And that's definitely going to play into the way we negotiate and the way we try to take care of him today. What is the perfect scenario for you guys then? Sell everything, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have an idea of what you're trying to get for everything, or you?
Now, when you say everything, what do you?
Well, I'm assuming you mean pictures and cards and everything. Is that right?
Well,
or just cards?
No, everything.
Well, then paint. I like to work backwards, right? I like to know what you're trying to accomplish. You got the cards, you got the memorabilia, you got some pictures. What's ideal for you today?
Well, you know, we've talked to some other people, but
okay,
you know, if an equitable agreement can be arranged, honestly, it's tearing me apart to get rid of all of it. So as soon as I can get rid of it,
so you want to rip the Band-Aid off?
I want to rip. Yeah. I want to rip the Band-Aid off. Take a 3-day drunk and just. I'll probably have a cold beer after you guys leave, or 2. My wife, she wouldn't know what to do with it. To be honest with you, I don't either. That's why I brought in Zach.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know what they're worth.
You know, we've been going back and forth here. I don't know, over the last year or so, and just trying to find the best way that we can help him to sell his collection.
The stuff on the wall is, I'm shooting from the hip. There's probably buyers that know this stuff a lot better than me. So I know you don't want to separate the two, but if it came down to it and you're like, I would rather sell this to somebody else, maybe let us pick a few things, I'm cool with that too. I know cards fairly well, so we can get probably pretty close to what's realistic here. Do you guys have a number in mind? Like, can you help me work backwards a little bit?
I don't know. Like I said, I've been out of it for so darn long.
Yeah.
I don't know. And so.
Have you thought about it?
Well, he was talking to his wife this morning on the phone, and she thought somewhere between 90 and 100,000.
Okay.
But like I said, I don't know because I'm not much into vintage. I'm more about modern stuff.
Okay.
But that was a number that she threw out.
Okay.
Well, and we can negotiate.
Okay.
So
cool. That's helpful. That's really helpful. Okay, so we just heard that they're thinking somewhere between $90,000 and $100,000 for everything. I do think that's high, but I don't think it's crazy high. What do you think? You're seeing what we see right now. What's your gut say on kind of overall value for both memorabilia and sports cards? Let me know in the comments below.
You just look at all this stuff, and I remember how I got some of it, but it's what it is. Life goes on, but I'm ready to pass the stuff on to the next generation. So, and hope they will enjoy it as much as I did. Hey, yeah, it hurts to do it. It really does, but I know I can't hang on to them forever. And while I still got some wits about me, it's time to let them go.
And then I guess last thing, we We talked about some graded cards. You just recently graded some.
Those were just recently graded.
Okay.
Yeah, because I wasn't even into that until I ran into Zach. And
Zach talked you into grading some?
Yeah, he taught me into grading some. I'll guarantee the 62 set I got, it's
Fours
pretty
and
sharp.
fives? That's sharp. Yeah,
They're all pretty sharp like that.
Yeah, that's nice looking. And you said you sold 2 big cards, which was the Pete Rose rookie.
And the Ryan.
And the Ryan. So those are gone out of the...
Those are gone.
Okay.
Everything else is still there.
Got it. There you go. There's your Brock 62. One of my favorite cards.
Okay, yeah.
Ever. So my dad was named after Stan Musial.
Oh.
So I went through the whole run and put the
okay.
whole run together for him.
Okay. Well, and part of the stuff that was stolen was his 52, 53 Bowmans. The only one I didn't have was the 49 Bowman. But anyway.
Brutal to hear cards getting stolen. Like, we've heard this many times on the road. It's just not good. And it sounds like the people that stole his cards 15 years ago knew exactly what they were taking from 55 and older. I'd have loved to see the 52 set that he said he had. You know, it's better than looking at sets. I mean, there's the career rookie. It's like in a binder. How many Hall of Famers? 55?
80, I think.
80 Hall of Fame autographs that he personally got.
That's all? Come on.
He's insulted.
I only deal with people with 100 or more.
Well, sorry.
I was just doing some research just to make, because there's cards that he basically has every set from 56. But it's the autos on the wall and that type of stuff. I mean, you can go buy a Hank Aaron with a COA auto for $80 in a newspaper.
The cards are in high demand. If you had a 56 Hank Aaron signed, that's a big dollar card, right?
Yep.
Versus a magazine or something like that, or a newspaper clipping. It's so nichey that you have to find the right buyer, and it's going to be cheaper. It's just not as easy to move.
Well, it's all personalized to him too. Most of them to Stan.
Oh, we'll cut the price in half then, right there. Half.
Yeah.
Unless you find a guy named Sam or Stan or whatever that really wants them. If they were all 2 Mike, I'd be a player.
In terms of the sets, I mean, from 56 to basically 2014, he kind of put them all together outside of like 2 missing cards. He's missing the Pete Rose rookie and the Nolan Ryan rookie. Both he sold.
The commons are $2, $3, $4, $5 a piece, depending on condition. And it matters a lot more on the commons because guys are building high-grade sets, right?
Yep.
And so the Hall of Famers is where you're going to make your money.
Yeah. It's so hard to not get emotionally connected to that stuff because I love the stories. The cards are easy for me, right? I just double-check my numbers. To buy all of those sets right now in the open market, from 56 basically to 2014, you can do all that for less than 50 grand. You can go get very good, excellent to very good sets for 50 grand. So I think I just need to just educate him a little bit and say, here's what I can do on the open market. And here's a very fair price. I'll probably offer, 70%, 75% for all of that and see if he's interested, but that might be too low for him. It is what it is, but the stuff on the wall, I have to be really careful because it's not my specialty. And like Mike said, great point. It's very niche. It becomes even more niche when it's personalized. So we'll talk through it with Stan and see what he says. How are you feeling? I mean, you're emotionally connected to this stuff. So a couple times you made comments where it's super hard for you to even think about getting rid of it.
I'm going to cry in my beer after it's all over with, but it's hard to let go. But at some point in life, you've got to.
Yeah.
And, like I said, I'm not slobbering on my bib yet, but I want to, it needs to be done before it gets to that point.
Yeah.
And, my goal is to be the longest living Vietnam veteran, but I know that'll not happen. But anyway, so bottom line is it's time to let go.
Okay.
So
I've done some research. I've been making some calls out there because, like I told you earlier, I know cards pretty well. We deal with enough cards where I can go back and you have most of the set runs. You're missing a couple key cards. That's basically it. And then there's just a couple sets that have some water damage. Other than that, it's like I can go run numbers and get you market values like that. And I did. Yeah. It was the stuff on the walls that I personally get emotionally connected because I hear your story and I'm like, I know the story behind that now.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean it's all of a sudden worth a lot of money, right?
Oh, no.
So I had to be realistic and check myself a bit. And so I made some calls to some guys to say, hey, what would you pay for something like this? What's the market for it? So can I give you my thoughts on both of them?
Sure.
Let's separate the cards first. So for me to go buy complete sets from 56, essentially to 2024, I could do the entire run for a little over 50 grand. That's the market price. Like I could go buy a very good, or excellent to VG set for about 50,000 bucks. So that's a fairly good estimate of what your cards are worth, 50 grand. I took into consideration that you have a couple older cards that aren't a part of the sets as well. You got the Usual, you got some other cool 52s, which you also don't have the Rose, you also don't have the Ryan. So those sets are kind of incomplete. So approximately your cards are worth about 50 grand. So for me, I think, okay, I want the cards. I absolutely want the cards. For me, I would pay 70% on that and feel good about it. So it's right around 35, 36,000 bucks. I'd pay you for your cards. And that's just a kind of a market rate. The stuff on the wall, it's just harder to sell. Yeah. Because it's so niche. It's so niche. It's not liquid, and in my world, unliquid stuff just takes a long time to move. Period. And then it's personalized too. So a lot of the autos are personalized. So you cut the values in half at that point too, unless I can find another stand that's buying. I don't have a good number on the rest of your stuff. So I don't even want to throw something out to you, because you value it a lot more than I value it. I would love to sell it for you, but I just don't know what a fair number is for you. And you also wanted to pick some things off, I think. You know, maybe the Kareem goes to Zach and the 64 is going somewhere. I don't know what you're doing, but like, I don't know if I'm the right buyer for that stuff. Yeah, to be completely fair to you. Right. My offer to you is 36,000 bucks for your cards. And if you had a number in mind for the rest of the stuff, I'd listen to it, but I would just have to respond and see if it makes sense for me. Okay. Well, let me talk to Zach. Okay. And we'll make a decision. That sounds good. I came out strong, right? I mean, they're going to go out and talk about it for a minute. It's a math game at a certain point, right? You get your numbers and then you just run the math. So I would love to have the cards, and I'd love to have all this stuff. It's just so hard not to get emotionally attached. You got to disconnect yourself, or else I'll end up with a lot of inventory. That's cool, but then my wife's not happy either. All right, so what do you guys think?
So we went outside and discussed, and looking over the entire collection with multiple Hall of Famers and things like that, we were thinking all for 45 to counter the 35. Okay. Just kind of see where you're at with that.
For just the cards, right? Yes. Just the cards. Yeah. 45 for the cards. Are you leaving all this stuff out of it at this point? Yeah. Okay, we're just going to separate the cards. Cards is it. Yeah. Okay. 45 would be a bit high for me, because I'm a collector, but I'm a reseller is what I do, right? This is how I make a living. So it wouldn't leave a lot of room for me. I could move a little higher. I could probably get to 40 for you guys. But like that's 80% essentially of market. I can guarantee you that'll be stronger than any card shop or anybody's going to pay for it. Right.
Well, the only thing we were thinking is that talking about sets, but in the Hall of Famers and all this, we've got multiple duplicates of Hall of Famers. You know, Jeter, you name it. So that was the only reason that we felt like that it was probably worth a little more than. Now I understand what you were saying, of course, but
you're the first one that's king.
Sure.
So that cuts away from our travel expenses and.
Yeah, this makes life really easy for you, because I go get a U-Haul and I take it, right? You don't have to do anything. So you're at 45, I'm at 35. I'd do it for 40. Okay. Would you be okay with that?
We'll meet in the middle.
Okay.
Okay.
Got yourself a deal.
All right.
Thank you, Stan. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Go on. Take care of them.
They're going to come out of the binders first.
Every collection has its own story, the history, the condition, the collector behind it, each one with its own unique flavor. Well, today we got to step into 50 years of collecting passion with Stan, and if I had the chance to do it all over again tomorrow, I wouldn't hesitate. Until next time, keep chasing.